guys, my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wiccan, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. So guys, today we are going to be finding out what assumptions your future spouse is going to make about you whenever you guys first meet. So if that sounds as fabulous to you as it does to me, then let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks, okay? So for group number 1, we have this lovely crystal geode coming through. For group number 2, we have this smoky quartz crystal. And last but not least, for group number 3, we have this amethyst crystal coming through as well. So guys, I want you to go ahead and take a very big deep breath in. And now I want you to please let it out. And now I want you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about who your future spouse might be. I want you to think about the first time that you meet them. And then I want you to think about the assumptions that they may or may not make about you. Now, whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever crystal your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one of these crystals, definitely feel free to check out those extra messages as well. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends. Hello, group 1. So if you felt called to this really pretty crystal geode today, then hey there, my name is Cameron and I'm going to be your tarot reader today. So I'm going to go ahead and just place this off to the side like so, and let's start shuffling through your cards today. So we are asking the question, Spirit, what assumptions is group 1's future spouse going to make about them the first time that they meet each other? Guys, don't you just love when you get like a really good shuffle? Like, I love breaking the deck and then doing this and then feeling it as it does that. Like, that feels so satisfying to me. It's incredible. If you like the feeling of that as well, please give this like a really big like down below in this video to let me know, okay? But anyways, oh, I do want to say thank you so much for deciding to stop by my side of YouTube. It really does mean so much to me. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for y'all. But let's go ahead and get one more card for group 1, Spirit. Group 1. Okay. Wow. So first of all, we have the 3 of Cups coming through. So with the 3 of Cups, I definitely think that their first impression and first assumption of you is that you are a really big chatterbox. I think that they are really going to assume that you are a very talkative person. You're like a socialite, right? They just feel like you are a social butterfly. They feel like you have this magical way about you where you just seem as though you can float from one circle of people to another circle of people and just get along with all of them, really, and just really be able to smoothly transition into different conversations with them. And so I definitely think that they're going to be impressed by that and impressed by the way that you just handle yourself so gracefully and so artfully with these people, and the way that you can just come up with conversations with absolutely anyone, right? So that's really, really cool to see. I'm definitely picking up on some Gemini energy here. I feel like you could be a Gemini for sure for some of you guys. So that can be in your sun, moon, rising, or in Venus. With the 4 of Pentacles, wow. So the first thing I'm thinking of is that they might assume that you might be a little bit tight with your money, or maybe they might be thinking that maybe you're not, they might assume that you're not having the best money situation. That might just be for a few of you guys. It could just be, yeah, like maybe they just feel like you don't go around like spending big bucks everywhere. Like you like to be more responsible with your money, which is a very good thing to see. But yeah, that's coming through. There's also this energy here where they feel like even though you are talking to so many different people and you're very good at having these conversations with absolutely anyone under the sun, even if these people are completely different from you, there is this energy here where they feel like you might be holding something back here. They feel almost as though you're not showing your true self. And it might be that they feel like you so artfully are able to navigate these social waters. You're so smoothly able to come up with different conversations and whatnot. They just feel as though you are presenting a version of yourself that's not your true self. They feel as though you might be hiding a few things. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. They just feel like you are really smooth at talking to people, almost too smooth. So, yeah, they just feel like there's more to you than meets the eye, and I think that obviously since you're their future spouse, they're going to be interested in getting to the bottom of you, getting to the bottom of the mystery that is you. Yeah. I'm honestly hearing that your future spouse may be a really big fan of Scooby-Doo. That might be something that they really liked whenever they were younger, or maybe they liked Sherlock Holmes as well. I'm just getting this like energy here where I feel like they like the chase. They like being able to find someone who doesn't reveal every single thing about them all at once. And I feel like that's perfect for you, considering the fact that they're looking at you as someone who's not a complete open book. In fact, they feel as though you're not even letting people see your true title, right? They feel as though you're hiding a bit of yourself. Does that make sense? So yeah, for instance, you might totally have the same personality as the characters in Wuthering Heights. Like that might be you for sure, but instead of showing people that Wuthering Heights type of vibe, instead you hide yourself and you pretend to be like, I don't know, Percy Jackson. Do you get what I'm saying? They just feel like you're putting up a front in a way, and that kind of excites them, which is very interesting to see. Last but not least, we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I was picking up on that fire energy as well. You could definitely be a fire sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. So I'm talking about Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. But with the Queen of Wands coming through, they are just assuming that you are so freaking popular. That's the biggest assumption that they're making about you, is that you are really, really popular. Because that is what the Queen of Wands is all about. This is someone who, again, is very, very, like, good at talking to different people. The Queen of Wands is also someone who's very confident in their own skin. And they do come off as someone who's very passionate as well. But this is the type of person who just is so popular. They have so many secret admirers, so many people that like them. And so, yeah, I just feel like, all in all, some of the main assumptions that your future spouse is going to make about you whenever they first meet you is that, wow, you must be so freaking popular. You must have so many people that like you. They're definitely going to make the assumption that they're not the only one that's pining after you. They're going to make the assumption that you are just so freaking confident and very passionate. So, yeah, there's so many different messages coming through, but, I mean, overall, you just, you have a very good light about you. The way that your future spouse is going to be looking at you, like, they're seeing you in a really good way. They're seeing you in a very bright way. Again, they feel like they're not completely seeing everything there is to know about you, but from what they can see, they're definitely seeing this social, very dynamic, very confident type of individual. Someone who is comfortable in their own skin and who is just very beautiful as well. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far, you guys. Let's go ahead and continue on and see what else wants to come through here, Spirit. For group 1, what assumptions is their future spouse going to make about them? For group 1, what assumptions, Spirit, for group 1? There we go. And then let's get one more card. Sorry guys, my nose was a little bit itchy. But for group 1, Spirit, can we get one more card, please? Oh, okay, there we go. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Interesting. So we have Lost coming through with the Woods. We've got Commitments. And then last but not least, we have Judge. And it says balancing justice and compassion, as well as managing the fair distribution of power. These are interesting cards. So with the Judge coming through, that does make me think about Libras. So you could be a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But with this coming through, I think this is also just highlighting the fact that your future spouse, one of the biggest assumptions that they're going to make about you is that you are a highly intelligent human being. The reason why I say this is because it takes a lot of skill to be able to go from one person to the next and be able to, again, artfully and very smoothly transition to different topics. It's almost like you are able to mold yourself into the perfect person that someone would like or would want to talk to. You are like a... Is it a salamander? What am I thinking of? An iguana? The animal that can like camouflage themselves and change into their environment to best fit into their environment. That's what you're like. You're very much so able to almost in a way put on a mask so that you can fit in wherever you're at. And that takes a lot of skill. That also takes a lot of deception as well, which is very interesting. So there is this quality here where your future spouse, like, they are a bit like suspicious about you. They're suspicious about who the real you really is. But again, it's not necessarily a bad suspicion. It's just the fact that they are just interested in getting to the bottom of you. They want to know who you really are. They want to be the one who you decide to reveal yourself to. But yeah, again, as I was saying, they just feel like you are very highly intelligent. You are able to... They feel like they assume that you might be really good at reading people and reading people's body language to best fit the person who you might feel as though they would want to be around and interact with. So yeah, very interesting. There's also this card Commitments coming through, and I think this is just coming up to represent how, again, they're assuming that you have a lot of people that like you. They have a lot of people who, they feel like you have a lot of people who are going to be asking you out and all these things. And so they just feel like you have so many commitments here. So many people who are at least trying to commit themselves to you. And so at the end of the day, they feel like, I feel like when they first meet you, they're going to be thinking that there's no room on your bingo card for them. They feel like they don't have a shot with you at all to be able to date you and to be able to get to know you better, because they just feel like there are so many other people trying to vie for your attention and for your time. And yeah, I just feel like with the woods, the lost card coming through, you just make them feel a little bit lost. You make them feel a little bit hesitant. And this is just, again, going back to the fact that they don't know who the real you is. They get lost in the many masks that you wear, the many different personalities it seems that you are able to step into to best fit the moment or the group of people who you're trying to converse with. So, yeah, it's very interesting. This is a very interesting reading. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. If you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TarotTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful and a lovely rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye. Hello, Group 2. My name is Cameron, and welcome to your reading today. So if you felt called to this beautiful smoky quartz crystal today, then hi again. I am so excited to have you here with me, and I just want to say thank you for deciding to spend this time with me as well. But I'm going to go ahead and place this off to the side and stop my yammering. So let's go ahead and get right into this reading today. Okay, so Spirit, for Group 2, will you please help me tap into Group 2's energy, their future spouse's energy, all that energy? Can you help me find out what assumptions their future spouse is going to make about them the very first time that they meet? Can we get some messages, please? Thank you. Let's see what else wants to come through here, Spirit. What else wants to come through for Group 1? There we go. Okay, you guys. So, the first card that we're seeing is the Fool. That's very lovely to see. That's very cute. So first of all, this does talk about Aquarius energy. So you could be an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But what assumptions does your future spouse, like, what are they going to make about you when they first meet you? The first thing I'm seeing is that they are going to assume that you are a very, very optimistic and hopeful person. They're also going to assume that you are someone that may rush a little bit too quickly into things without necessarily thinking about it. Because if you look at the Fool card, you can see that this girl here, she looks very optimistic, right? She looks like she is just a very bright person with a bright, happy perspective on things, and you can see that she is just running over this hill, and it's almost like she's not thinking about the dangers or what could go wrong. She's just taking a leap of faith. That is what is leading her to step over this hill, is the leap of faith, right? And so again, there is this energy here where your future spouse might think that you may not think things through all the time. You're just someone who has so much positivity. You have such a bright perspective on things that you just trust your gut and trust your intuition. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. In fact, I think that that's a very charming disposition to have. That's very sweet. And I wish I could do things like that, right? I'm a Capricorn, and I tend to be a little bit too realistic, where it borders on pessimism, and sometimes it sucks to be in my head because I always think of the worst thing that could happen. It would be nice for a change to think of the best thing that could happen, and I feel like that is the way that you are. That is at least how your future spouse is going to think that you think, and I think that that's really cool to see. But yeah, that's the first thing I'm seeing here. I'm also feeling that they're just gonna see you as someone who's very free, okay? I'm getting the vibe that you free yourself from the box that society tries to put around us. I think that your future spouse sees you as someone who refuses to be bound by any conventional rules or any expectations that society places on us. Instead, you are just going to be you, and you're going to be the best version of yourself possible. And so I think that that's really cool, and I think your future spouse is going to think that's really cool. They just feel like you're someone who doesn't necessarily wear a mask. What you see is what you get, and at the end of the day, you are not going to let society put you in said box, right? You're going to be you. And I think that is really awesome. Now, we also have the Five of Wands coming through. Wow. This is adding an interesting aspect to this reading. So the Five of Wands, this usually talks about conflict, having a lot of conflict. And so usually when I see this card, this makes me think about eternal conflict, internalized conflict, like where you doubt yourself and are very nervous about things. It could be reflective of someone having anxiety, right? But I'm getting the idea here that your future spouse, they're going to assume that because of how you are someone who steps outside of the box, because you are someone who doesn't allow society to make you act a certain way or be a certain way, they feel like you are going to be someone who has a lot of haters. You have a lot of naysayers that are trying to tell you how to live your life. And so that's very interesting to see. I'm also hearing that they're going to assume that because you seem like someone who rushes into things or just follows your heart, and you let your heart have you make split decisions without even necessarily thinking about it first, they feel like you might have a lot of people that are worried about you. A lot of people who are always trying to like check in on you and make sure you're okay and that you haven't done anything too crazy, right? So that's really cute to see. They just feel like after they meet you that you're just such a positive person. They're gonna feel like you are someone that just, again, allows your heart to lead you wherever it's leading you. And they just feel like, wow, there must be a lot of people that are worried about what they might do next. Right? So yeah, very interesting. That's very interesting. Last but not least, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. That is so crazy. Let's look at the back of the deck energy here. For the back of the deck, we're the Two of Wands. Okay. That's interesting. So I think I want to go ahead and clarify the Eight of Swords here. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords here, Spirit. What is this trying to represent? What assumptions is group 2 going to have about them? Okay. Interesting. Wow. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to take in all this energy that's coming through right now. Okay. So I'm honestly getting the idea here. Well, I'm sorry. First, let me talk about the cards. So again, we have the Eight of Swords. We also have the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So I'm kind of getting the idea that your future spouse, one of the biggest assumptions that they're going to make about you is that you are someone who sees the best in not just the world, but in people as well. You see the best in everyone. And they are going to assume that you are someone who goes above and beyond to try to save people, to try to be there for people, and to just be someone that is just a good friend. And I just feel like they might be thinking as though you might be someone that might find yourself stuck in toxic relationships or even abusive relationships because of the fact that you have the tendency to see the best in others. And while that is such a beautiful quality to have, sometimes seeing the best in others can cause us to kind of be blind to the faults of others. And I think that your future spouse honestly might be worried about you. They might, it's almost like they're becoming one of these people who they were already assuming are constantly worried about you, right? Like I said before, they are going to assume right away that you have a lot of people who are always trying to check up on you, make sure you're okay. And it's like, you just have this like effervescent personality. You are someone who's so sweet, so positive. I think so many people instantly feel the need to want to help you and to want to make sure that you are happy and safe and protected because of what a treasure you are, because of how precious you are. And I just think that one of those worries that your future spouse is going to have is that you are someone who just gives so much of yourself to others, and they're worried that you're going to be giving a part of yourself to someone who doesn't deserve it. And so I definitely think that that is just such a sweet thing to see. I think that you have so many people, whether you realize it or not, group 2, and you have so many people who want to save and protect you because of how incredible you are. And I just think that that's something that I really wanted to highlight to you. I want you to know just how much people care about you. That is so incredible to see. So yeah, I just think that they're worried. They're going to be worried that you might be someone who may have experienced abuse in the past or a toxic relationship in the past because of how sweet and kind-hearted you are. Or they're going to be afraid that you might soon experience something like that again because of how kind and sweet you are and forgiving you are, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and see what else wants to come through here for group 2. What assumptions is group 2's future spouse going to make about them whenever they first meet them? Spirit, can we get one card, please? There we go. Alrighty. Let's get another card here for group 2. Group 2's future spouse. What assumptions are they going to make about them? And let's get one more card here. What assumptions is group 2's future spouse going to make about them? Alrighty, so first of all, we have losing oneself coming through. We also have independence and rebel. Yeah, look at that. It literally says, challenging authority to effect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. So yeah, like I was saying, your future spouse is instantly going to see you as someone who's a bit of a rebel. They're going to see you as someone who refuses to be bound, again, by any societal standards, by any type of rules or regulations that people try to construct in our social hierarchy, right? You're just someone who is a rule breaker, and your future spouse is just going to see you as someone who, it's just you, right? You're not going to try to put on any masks. You're not going to try to act like any certain thing that you're not. You're just going to be you. And I think that that is so cool. Now, I feel like these two cards can go really well with each other because we have independence and we also have losing oneself. And while your future spouse is going to assume that you are someone who is very free, especially free of societal standards, there is this energy here where, again, they're just going to assume that you are someone who is so kind and so loving to people that you might find yourself giving people third and fourth and fifth chances. And they are just going to be afraid that you are going to sacrifice your love, your happiness, even your independence by allowing yourself to remain in relationships or friendships that are no longer serving you. And they're afraid that you're going to start to lose pieces of yourself as you give so much of yourself again and again to people who don't deserve it. So again, there is this fear here that your future spouse is going to have for you, because you are the type of person who, whether someone has known you for 9 years or 9 seconds, people can see how kind and loving and sweet you are, and people want to protect you and cherish you. And I think that that is definitely something that your future spouse is going to be feeling as well. So yeah, you guys, at the end of the day, that is what I'm seeing for you. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TarotTube again sometime. Okay? So I love y'all so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye. Hello, group 3. So if you felt called to this gorgeous amethyst crystal today, then hey, hello, how are you doing today? I'm Cameron, and I am going to be your tarot reader. So I'm going to go ahead and just place this off to the side to look absolutely beautiful right there where we can see it. And let's start shuffling through your cards. So we are asking the question, what assumptions is your future spouse going to make about you the first time that they meet you? Spirit, can we get some messages, please? Oh, by the way, I do want to go ahead and say thank you. Thank you so much for deciding to stop by and be a part of this reading with me. It really does mean so much to me to be able to make videos like this for you guys. I just enjoy the heck out of it. So yeah, thank you for deciding to hang out with me today. And for those of you who are new to my channel, hi. I hope that you don't just stay for a short time. I hope that you decide to stay for a long time and that you take a look at some of my other videos. You know, I do love to do love readings, especially future spouse readings, so if that's something that you're interested in, I really think you'd like my readings, or at least I'd hope you do. But yeah, so definitely think about watching some of my old back catalog, or even subscribing for new future spouse readings as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. So what assumptions is your future spouse going to have about you when you guys first meet? Well, we have the Four of Wands coming through. We also have the Seven of Swords. And last but not least, we have the Knight of Cups. So guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be completely 100. I feel as though your future spouse, they're going to assume that you, it's almost like you're trying to put on a mask in order to win people over here. I'm seeing here with the Knight of Cups that they're going to feel as though, or they're going to assume that you are looking for love, or you're looking for some type of new connection here, whether it be a romantic connection or a new friendship, a new friend connection. But they feel like you are almost going about it the wrong way. They feel like you are trying to act a certain way so that you can gain these new friends, gain these new potential partners, whatever it may be. They just feel as though everything that you are showing is not what it seems, in the way that you are putting on a mask and pretending to be someone you're not. I don't know why they're going to be getting that vibe, because if they just met you, I mean, how do they know what your true personality is? But for some reason or another, they're going to feel as though what they're seeing is not who you truly are. They are going to be feeling as though you might be being a bit untruthful. Okay? They just feel like there's more to you than what meets the eye. Now, they do feel like you are someone who does have a lot of friends. They feel like you are someone who has a lot of people who care about you, who like to hang out with you, because we do have the Four of Wands, and this does talk about hanging out with a lot of people, not just out, at a bar or out at a club, but also having people who genuinely like you enough to come and hang out with you at your house and to build these even stronger connections. So even though your future spouse is going to be assuming that you are not being completely honest, even though they're going to be assuming that what they're seeing is not who you truly are, they are also going to assume, though, that you are someone who does have a lot of friends, and they're going to be assuming that you are someone who does seem like you're fun to be around. Sorry, I feel like I said that really weird. I just mean, if you look at this card here, these people just look like they're having a lot of fun. They look like they're having a good time. And I just feel like the assumption that they're going to make about you is that you are fun, that you are a cool person to hang out with. And I definitely think that at the end of the day, they're going to be interested to know who you truly are underneath this mask that you may or may not be wearing, right? I think that I want to go ahead and get an extra message on this. Will you clarify this message, please? So I'm seeing a lot of messages here about them wearing a mask here, not being completely honest. But I also I feel as though they want to understand them more. They want to learn more about them. Will you clarify this, whether or not I'm on the right track here? What are they going to be thinking whenever they first meet them, Spirit? Group 3's future spouse. Will you clarify this message, please? What are they going to be thinking when they're presented with the fact that they feel as though they're wearing a mask? Yeah. Look at that. That's interesting. So they want to get to know the real you. They want to know who you are whenever you're not hanging out with a big group of people. The reason why I say that is because we do have the Death card, and the Death card does represent Scorpio energy. So you could be a Scorpio, or this may even be representing your future spouse's energy. This might be representing them, so they could be a Scorpio as well. But I just feel like if you look at this card, you can see a Death. He is holding a knife, and he is just cutting through that rope here. And so I just feel as though your future spouse, whenever they see you, they're going to be thinking that they want to cut through all the BS, and they want to get to know you, who you are. Whenever I think of Scorpio energy, which, like I said, represents the Death card, I think of someone who's very intense, someone who is very hyper focused. And I think that all that energy, all that intensity and fixity, I don't know, hyper-focusedness is going to be directed at you. I think that whenever you first meet your future spouse, you are going to feel as though your future spouse, it's just, you're going to feel like you're a fish in a fishbowl, and your future spouse is just there looking at you. That's the type of gaze that they're gonna have. They're gonna be locking eyes with you, and you're gonna be feeling just very thoroughly inspected, right? And so I just feel like at the end of the day, your future spouse, when they first meet you, like I said, they're gonna be assuming that you're wearing some type of mask here, that you're not being completely truthful or honest with who you really are, and they're just gonna be thinking yeah, I don't want none of that. I want to know who this person is, who they really are whenever they're not in this big group of people, whenever they're not trying to act a certain way. I just want to see who they are whenever they are alone. And we literally have the Hermit card coming through. So yeah, they're going to want to get you alone like that, because they just feel like you're not showing your true self, and they want to see that because they're interested in you and getting to know you. So yeah, it's very interesting to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. So Spirit, for group 3, what assumptions is group 3's future spouse going to have about them, Spirit? What assumptions are they going to make about them the first time that they meet them? Let's get some messages, please, Spirit. Let's get some messages. I feel like the cards are being very stubborn right now. Come on, Spirit. You know what? We're just gonna have to take a pull like that. Let's get another card here, Spirit. Group 3, future spouses, assumptions. What assumptions are they going to make about them for my group 3 folks? Can we get another card, please? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. That's very interesting. So we have prostitute coming through. We've got a moment. And last but not least, we have boundaries. So this is literally, these cards are just completely reiterating exactly what I was saying. So they want a moment alone with you. They want a moment alone with you whenever they first meet you. And the reason why is because, like I was saying, like I've been saying this whole time, they're just assuming that you're putting up a front, that you are placing so many boundaries between you, between the real you and the person who you are reflecting to the world. And they want to cut through all of that, get through all of that, and see who the real you is. And I feel like they're just assuming that you're doing this, that you are acting a certain way, dressing a certain way, behaving a certain way, because of the fact that you want to have and make new friends, have and make new connections. If you look at this picture here, you can see that this woman is lying on the floor and that there is money like being thrown on her, and you can see that she's like acting a certain way so that she can receive that money. Now change this picture, right? And instead let's think of someone who is acting and behaving a certain way to not receive money, but to receive new friendships, to earn and develop new friendships, right? So I just feel like they are feeling as though the assumption that they're making is that you are negotiating the true you. You are hiding the true you so that you can have these new relationships, make these new connections, and they don't want any of that. They don't want you to negotiate your spirit, negotiate your truth and your authenticity just so that you can make new friends, right? They want you, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're going to be really interested in you. So it's obvious that they see something in you that they really like, that they love, and they just want to get to the bottom of you. They want to figure out who you really are whenever you're not trying to act or behave a certain way. And how do they go about doing that? By getting a moment alone with you. So yeah, you guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a really big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye.